Hi, so this is our Cuisine remix project from Josh, Macy, Deandra, and Gisela. So our four countries that we're remixing are France, the Czech Republic, Denmark, and China. So this is where they all are in the world. We see France, the Czech Republic, Denmark, and China, and I'm going to do a quick little history of all of their cuisines. So the French people and their cuisine, they're very proud, just like they are with a lot of their French culture. But it's a very foundational part of a lot of cuisines in the Western world, where the French were the first ones to make food for enjoyment for lots of their royalty and a lot of their higher ranking people in their society. So a lot of things like bechamel sauce have spread out and spread throughout the world and just resulted in globalization of food and stuff like that. Denmark has a lot of hearty dishes, but not as much as the Czech Republic. Denmark has a lot more like fresh produce, more fruit and vegetable based, with pork, chicken, and fish, versus the Czech Republic, who uses a lot of chicken, pork, and beef, and then a little bit more hearty vegetables like potatoes, and then grains. So they have a lot of um, bread and pasta dishes in their cuisine. And then China has a very wide cuisine just because the country is so large and has so many natural barriers in its landscape that if you go to a different region in China, you're going to have completely different dishes. But a lot of the characteristics across China are that chopsticks are used throughout most of the cooking process, and woks are used, and there's lots of chicken, tofu, and then even rice, and even rice noodles are extremely popular, and lots of vegetables that most Americans don't know about, and things that we just don't ever see here in America. So our dish from France is a cheesy potato rosti bake, and it has frozen potatoes, butter, flour, cream, mozzarella, a few other types of cheese, pepper and salt. There's tomatoes, and then even some bacon to go with it. So this dish goes all the way back to the 1600s, and this is one of the foundations of bechamel sauce, which is a foundation of lots of other cuisines around the world. And there's five mother sauces, and bechamel sauce is one of them from French cuisine. Our dish from the Czech Republic uses pork, breadcrumbs, eggs, flour, salt, and oil to fry it in. It's pork schnitzel, which is a really popular dish across Central Europe. It's really popular in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, all across Central Europe. So these are super popular at restaurants and even family dinners, especially in Central Europe. Really big family dinners, especially on the weekends, are really popular. This dish is made by you tenderize a pork or a piece of chicken, and you get it super thin. Then you bread in the salt, pepper, flour, and then you put in the beaten eggs, and then you put in breadcrumbs, and then you fry it in a really thin layer of oil, and then it's really good. My grandmother made really good schnitzel whenever I was little. So my dish is Danish brunde kartoffel. It uses 15 small potatoes, butter, sugar, water, and basically what you do is you melt the sugar in the butter to kind of create a caramel paste. And then when it reaches about a medium-ish brown, you don't want to go too dark, you add the potatoes, and then you turn the heat down real low so the caramel continues to cook, and then the potatoes also have a chance to get cooked in in the the syrup. This is a really popular Danish dish. A lot of times it's eaten on family dinners, and it's used for normal everyday cooking. It kind of shows that the Danish lived in a pretty harsh environment, so they need something to keep them warm throughout the winter. So dumplings are a very popular dish in China, and a lot of times they have meat or just vegetables in like a flour-based dumpling. And this is something that's really popular and across the world. Is almost every cuisine will have their form of a dumpling. Like in Eastern Europe, they have pierogies, and it's kind of something foundational for most of the world. So for our actual remixed dessert, we're doing a fish schnitzel and a Chinese spiced bechamel sauce. So we're incorporating the fish, which is a very popular ingredient in Danish cuisine, and we're cooking it in Czech style with the schnitzel style, which is also really popular. And then our sauce is going to be a French bechamel, which has a lot of room to grow and uses a lot of other spices that can really transform the sauce. It's a great base, so we're going to use Chinese five spice and Szechuan peppercorns to add kind of a bright and spicy twist to a pretty, not blandish, but it has a lot of flavor room to grow. So this template was created by SlidesGo, including icons from Flat Icon and infographics from FreePic. And then these are the resources that we used.